Today, we're going to dive into a really beautiful and thoughtful story by the amazing author Ruskin Bond. It's called I Can't Climb Trees Anymore, and it's all about memory, the way time just keeps moving, and that feeling you get when you go back to a place you once called home. And right from the get-go, the story sets this perfect tone with a little piece of wisdom from our main character's grandmother. This tells you it's not just about a house or a tree, it's about roots, about heritage, and this idea that life growing around a home is a true blessing. It's the perfect way to ease us into a story that's just swimming in nostalgia. So our story kicks off with a man who's now middle-aged, returning to his old childhood home. He hasn't been back in 25 years. And he doesn't even go inside. He just stands there outside, looking over the garden wall and letting all those old memories just wash over him. And you know, the first thing that hits him are these quiet little changes that time has made. That old turnstile he used to swing on as a kid, it's gone, completely walled up. And where his grandfather's car used to be, there's a new outhouse. The changes aren't some huge dramatic thing, but they're real. They tell him that the past is still here, but it's also, without a doubt, gone. So as he's standing there, completely lost in his own world, his private little journey back in time gets interrupted. The present, you could say, literally speaks up to confront the past. And at first, it's just this voice, right? Coming from somewhere in the tall flowers. Then, a young girl appears. Turns out, she lives in the house now. And just like that, she becomes this living, breathing bridge between the world he remembers and the one that exists today. You can almost hear him trying to pack his whole history with this place into just a few words. He's trying to get across that he's not just some weirdo staring at her house. He's trying to say that this building, this garden, holds a piece of his life. And the girl's reply is just classic. It's so practical and completely misses the sentimental reason he's there. It's actually pretty funny, and it perfectly shows the difference between them. He's thinking about memories, and she's thinking about money and houses. After she invites him into the garden, he doesn't even look at the house. Nope, he's drawn to one thing. The one living thing that's been there through all the years, the old jackfruit tree. To prove to her, and maybe to himself, that he's still feeling young, he decides to climb over the wall instead of just walking through the gate. And this quote is what he says to himself, this funny, out-of-breath admission that, yeah, his spirit might be young, but his body is, well, it's definitely feeling middle-aged. You see, this tree wasn't just for climbing. It was like his personal safe deposit box. He said he was like a crow, always collecting and hiding away bright, shiny things. But one of these items, as you can see, stands out. It carries a whole lot more history than some old marbles. And here's the really interesting part. The Iron Cross wasn't even his grandfather's in the way you'd think. His grandfather was British, but he got the medal from a German soldier he met during the war in France. What a little detail, right? It just adds this incredible layer of history to this very personal treasure. And this is where the conversation shifts. It's not about the treasures he remembers hiding, it's about the one he completely forgot he left behind. This is the real reason he came back. This is what he's truly looking for. And there it is, the confession. He explains that in all the chaos of leaving home all those years ago, packing boxes, saying goodbye, dreaming about the ship he was about to get on, he just plain forgot it. The most important treasure of all was just left behind in the hollow of a branch. So when the girl asks if he wants to climb up and look for it, we get to the absolute heart of the story. This one sentence. I can't climb trees anymore. I mean, on one level, it's just a fact. He's not a boy anymore. But it's also this powerful metaphor for everything that time, takes away from us. And what happens next is just this beautiful, pivotal moment. Youth helps out age. The present helps the past get back what it lost. She just scrambles up that tree with an ease that he can only dream of now, creating this perfect symbolic link between the two of them. So she finds it. She comes down all breathless and triumphant, holding this little piece of the past. But the man's reaction? Well, it's not what you'd expect. It shows that he was really looking for something much, much more valuable than a medal. Just try to imagine that moment. She runs over to him, her hands stretched out, and in it is this rusty old piece of metal that's been sitting in the dark for a quarter of a century. For just a second, 25 years disappear as the past is literally placed into the hands of the present. What he does next is so important. He looks at it, confirms it's the real deal, and then he gives it to her.
See, his journey wasn't about getting an object back. It was about confirming a memory. And in his eyes, because she found it, she earned it. The circle was now complete.
And then he says it. The line that explains everything, the whole journey, the staring over the wall, the memories. It wasn't really about a rusty medal. It was about finding the boy who used to climb that tree. It was about finding a feeling he thought he'd lost forever. So does he just walk away sad that he's old? Not at all. The story ends not with a sense of loss, but with this surprising and really moving change in him. He actually found what he was looking for, just not in the way he expected. The story uses this wonderful word to describe how he walks away, sprightliness. It means he's lively, full of new energy. He has a new lightness in his step. By connecting with his past through this young girl, he didn't get his physical youth back, but he recaptured the feeling of being young. And this is the final, beautiful twist. For a moment, that physical limitation, the whole point of the title, it just didn't matter anymore. The memory, the connection with the girl, the feel of the summer breeze, it all came together, and for a brief moment, he felt like that boy in the jackfruit tree again. He had done it. He'd found his youth. And that kind of leaves us with a question for ourselves, doesn't it? We all have our own version of that jackfruit tree, a place where we stored things away. So take a second and think about it. What treasure did you leave behind that wasn't a thing at all, but a piece of who you used to be?